And welcome back for part 4 of today's campaign of Ashes to Ashes. So, Grod, you're on the balcony. Tell me what's going on, bud.
Basically, Grod's just overcome with emotions. He went from happy, this big relief, to this big, I don't know, like depression, black cloud just enveloped him. Thinking about his brother and sister, how they might be alive. He would probably just set the data pad down and just stay there at the railing for a good 5 minutes, maybe even more.
I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off, but 5-10 minutes. Could I sense his emotions out there on the balcony maybe over that time?
Actually, I think because you were being so perceptive before and you spent all that light side, like the sense, I think you pick it up almost immediately and you realize that it starts to get worse and worse and worse. Like that feeling that somebody gets like when they're about to cry and then it just all of a sudden hits them. So yeah, you can go out there.
I'm going to walk out the door, and as soon as I exit to where he would hear me, I'm going to say, I'm thinking about getting Sarah that boob job.
And, he won't even acknowledge that. He'll just say, she knows where they are. Or she has information on them.
I'm going to, put my arm around you, and I'm going to say, who is it? Who, Grod?
She knows, what's her name? The Hutt.
Luda.
She's got information on my brother and sister.
They're alive? They're alive?
She just has information on them. That's all she told me. We gotta meet with her. We have to.
That's the only way she'll give you the information is if you meet with her?
That, and she says she considers us allies now, and he'll hand him the data pad and let him read it.
Yeah.
So I let you kind of vent for a second as I spool through this, and an ally shit caught me off guard. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you play back the message and you hear it.
So we need to get to her immediately. Is there a meet us coordinate thing on there? Where to meet her?
Oh, he knows where Grobo's palace is.
Oh,
that's
I thought
where
she was
his father was executed.
All right. So, it's imperative. We have to go there.
I agree.
Sirius, that captain responsibility part of you is kicking in. You know that there's hundreds of thousands of people that need that medicine on that other planet.
I'm not going to tell Grod right in his moment of anguish that we're going to have to make a stop by on this plague-ridden world and help some people out real quick on the way to save his family. But provided I can keep us from just jumping off willy-nilly, we're going to go save the plague people first if possible. But that's a hot priority. We're getting to Luda as soon as possible. Sirius ain't fucking around.
I think
we're not going. We're fucking going.
I think she would
sure.
give you the coordinates for sure of Grobo's palace, actually, so that you can give them to your pilot. And what you know of where Coruscant is, one destination has you going this way, the other one has you going this way. Coruscant's right in the middle.
God damn you, Core Worlds.
That does suck. But it's
once
a
again
shorter trip.
Not mentioning that to Grod. And let me ask you this, man. Does Sirius know, Archie knows, but does Sirius know that Damn Jam is on the planet we're delivering this medicine to?
No, but I would say that he feels drawn to it.
Okay. Yeah, I pretty much know the Force needs me to go there first. I can feel that. As much as I feel all these other pressures and, that is right. I have to go. I know we have to go there. But this is important. I can't turn my back on Grod when he needs me. He went with me to Kessel and got locked in a fucking prison. I'm going to go get his family. That's no question.
Absolutely. So, do you guys walk back into the balcony, or do we end the scene with you guys looking out at the cityscape for a few more minutes?
I think Grod would just hang out in the balcony for a little while longer, just contemplating things, you know. A lot. He's just been through a lot of emotions in the last couple minutes. He's just got to take time to collect himself.
Give him the data pad back and say, we'll go get them, top priority, and I'll leave you to your thoughts for a moment. I'll say we'll be ready to go when you are.
And he'll look up and say, "Promise."
Did you say? Did you ask if I promise?
Yeah, he'll say, "Do you promise?"
I'll turn to you and I'll say, "I give you my word," and I'll bow.
I'll say, "Thank you."
Lucius, while they're out on the balcony, you get a message.
And he'll, like, on the data pad or through comms?
Comms.
He'll click on and go to listen. I get an acknowledgement beep.
Yeah, the moment you hit the comms, you hear it. Lucius, it's Grick.
Go ahead, Grick.
I thought I'd message you, seeing as you're the least important member of that team that's at that meeting. Well, at least for what they need. And this is piloting related.
Alright.
The ship is loaded, and I went ahead and got permission to leave the planet. We're all good to go. So as soon as you get back here, you could hop right into the captain's seat, or the bridge, and take off.
Thanks, Grick. I will inform Sirius.
Not a problem. By the way, have you seen Paris?
Last time I saw her, she was storming out of the cockpit, kind of.
Alright. Well, apparently Travis told her that she's tactical, and I haven't seen her, so she's probably still in her room.
Yeah, maybe you should ask Travis where she is. Maybe he can locate her on the ship.
Alright. I just thought since you guys were all kissy-faced and all that crap, you'd know where she was.
I don't keep track of every kissy-faced person I come across.
I do. Click. This is I do and hangs up. And I think it's at this point that you see Sirius kind of walking in. And Sirius, do you have that look like once you've dealt with something really, you're like, oh, that was rough? Or are you completely composed?
I'm pretty fucking composed, man. Like, inner turmoil is high because of everything going on, but nah, man, I'm boss face on.
Lucius ends a conversation as you walk in.
Have you seen Kier? Has he returned?
He looks around real quick. No, I think he's not here, obviously. Hey, by the way, the ship's ready to go. Grick just called me, told me everything's ready to go. Cargo's loaded. We're set.
We should leave immediately.
Yeah. Oh, and apparently Grick doesn't know where Paris is. I told him to ask Travis if he could locate her.
Travis should be keeping an eye on all her activities. I believe my orders were clear in regards to her access.
Yeah, I think he's got that taken care of. I think Grick just forgot that he could ask Travis that question, quite honestly.
Well, actually, you can tell I'm about to say something, and I look around, and I'm like in the madam spot, so I like stop. And I grab some food and shove it in my face, and I'll say, "We're leaving soon."
All right.
So
the scene pans downstairs in the madam's quarters, and she's pouring a glass of sherry, and she hands it to Kier. Yes.
Madame, we've known each other for a while. Why?
Of course we have.
Why would you send Paris on a ship that I'm supposed to be taking care of?
Oh, no, no. She sets the glass down. Oh, my. It's nothing like that. I don't know if you've noticed, but Lucius is a pretty suspicious individual. At least when I got in contact with these people, he had just joined their crew. There's not much on his background. And to be honest, he's pretty shady. So I asked Paris if she would be willing to use some vacation time to tail him and feed information back to me.
Yeah, she just about got herself kicked off the ship.
Yeah, she's a hard person to work with. Very set in her ways.
Oh.
A people pleaser, unfortunately. Did I tell you? She gets a sense of your feelings a little bit. Did I tell you about the time that I threatened a senator through the press and that she went and took credit for it? She was trying to protect me, of course, but it totally defaced the value of the threat.
She did the exact same thing on the ship.
An old habit of hers. She doesn't want the people that she cares for to get in trouble. You do know that she likes you. All the Valkyries do. You and them have worked very well together. Should I have a word with her about it? She sits down and across from you and takes a drink of her sherry.
Now's not the time. The ship's ready to go. I'll try to keep her from getting in any further trouble.
Hide your credits. I'm not so sure about that Lucius guy.
And he looks over at Madame and is like, I never carry any credits in the first place.
She kind of laughs. Well, maybe you could pass the word on to the others. I understand that he owed their great debt to their former pilot, but I also understand that former pilot was a murderer. So...
And Kier's having seen the footage but never talked to anybody about it.
You
He
have
was like,
not seen that footage.
Yeah, that footage was locked away, actually.
It's on lockdown. You have not seen that.
Sirius actually made note to pull it out of the ship's database when he reviewed it.
But
It's locked up. I may have told you what happened, but you have not seen the footage. Because you may stumble upon the body, or you may find out about it. But the footage was taken off the main drive and separated.
So basically, Kier just like, the individuals on this crew are a mixed lot. I think it's the nature of the crew. In the most part, is they come from varying backgrounds. They seem to work pretty well. They've taken in some really interesting individuals. I'm like, not a lot. Like he's like, it's nothing like I've worked with before. So, caution is advised. But that being what it is, I need to get back. I'm just giving you a heads up. I hope she returns in one piece.
Kier, she stands up and kisses your cheek. I always appreciate these conversations, and she kind of presses your arm softly. You've been a valuable member in the rebuilding of the underworld, but don't threaten me. And she taps your cheek, and then says, "You may go," and turns around and sits at her desk and starts working on a data slab.
He turns around as he's heading out the door. He puts his helmet back on, double checks all his gear. He steps through the door and he's like, and as he's heading out, he's like, I can't promise what the crew will do. And he heads out the door and closes it.
Yeah, man,
She
just
sighs.
BT dubs
She's
for future reference. When somebody sits down, the meeting's over. Like, that's your cue to get the fuck out of there.
Kier never approached it that way, so.
All right, so we're going to do a screen wipe. And we're going to take the scene over with Lucius in the cockpit, finalizing flight practices. Sirius, Grod, and Kier, you're aboard the ship. Kier, are you going to ship weapons? What do you do before flight?
Actually, he would actually go and talk to Sirius first. Kier could be utilized anywhere actually on the ship, so that's kind of
That
up
makes
to
sense,
Sirius.
actually. Yeah, so let's have that scene. Like, Kier walks... Sirius, where are you in the ship? Where would you be in right before planetary takeoff?
Double checking the medical supplies, the relief aid supplies that we have. Checking
you're
each
looking at
crate,
the-
making sure they're properly, everything is legit.
Yeah, they're sealed. All the keys match. You're scanning all the crates. It turns out the doctor's stuff is actually clean and legit. There's a canister on the manifest, but you don't see it with the cargo. And it's a canister that was for you guys.
Like our stem packs, or just a
No,
separate?
it's like a
gift type
metal
thing?
scroll case.
Oh, who gave that to? Somebody gave that to somebody.
Yeah, but you didn't know. And,
Yeah, the
and
doctor
well,
gave
but-
it
so
to
that's
her.
where
Doctor gave
Kier
it
walks
to
up and he sees Sirius with the manifest going over it, and he's like, "Sirius, we missing something?"
Yes, there's a. What did you call it? I'm sorry.
It's kind of like a scroll case. It's a cylinder.
So there
pressurized
seems to
cylinder.
be one item missing, some type of pressure sealed cylinder.
Mm.
I don't want to.
So
open the crate.
before he says anything further, Kier actually pulls off his pack and flips it over, and I'm like, "You'll be wanting this back, right?"
Oh
the
yes,
lightsaber.
thank you.
And
I'll take that.
he takes it and slips the pack back on, and you hear it like pressure seal itself back to his back. And then he's like, "I believe the doctor," and he pulls out this case, and he's like, "The doctor handed this to me when I took him back to the
So
hospital."
I'll check it against the manifest and see if it's the.
Yeah, it's the right dimensions. It's for you guys. So it's not going to the planet. It's for you guys to use.
Does it say what it is?
No, it's a completely unmarked container, but you can open it.
Kier, did you open this?
Haven't touched it.
I'll tuck it in my robes and I'll find the doctor and ask him later what it is.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna ask Grick or the Dr. Moncalm?
Oh, the doctor's not even on the ship anymore, is he?
No.
Fuck, I'll open it and look at it then. Holding my breath in case it's spores or something.
yeah, you open it, and as you look inside,
He's got his helmet on. He's like,
there's a very fine bottle of Mon Calamari brew inside. A thanking gift for what you guys had done. And there are 5 positioned like in a star, because the center of this thing has foam so that the stuff doesn't jiggle around. There are 5 elongated stem packs.
Super stem pack
and,
for Archie's reference. Okay.
Yeah, for
Serious doesn't know what that
Archie's
is.
Kier's inside it.
These are his little specialties in case your guts are hanging out and you don't want to die.
Kier whistles. Is like, "Woo! Check that stuff out. I haven't seen any of that for, oh my gosh, that's been a while."
Yeah, an ows. Okay, thank you. Let's just say that Kier's seen Super Stim Packs before. Like one time the Trandoshan cut a hand off and it had to be reattached. And the doctor gave him a Super Stim Pack, which really rapidly accelerated the healing.
Well, he wasn't talking about the stim pack. He was talking
Oh.
about the brew.
The brew, yeah.
Was Grod able to
So
get a different bottle to christen the ship with? Because if not, I'm breaking this fancy bottle on my boat.
I think that's the point of it.
Okay, good. I'm breaking
Because that is a very, very big Mon Calamari celebration on their ships
Yeah.
back at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it. I mean, we've flown
he's-
it around on planet, but hitting space, no, we're gonna christen that bitch first.
So
Yeah.
Kier's like, he taps Sirius on the shoulder and is like, "Hey, I hate to interrupt this, but I spoke with Madame about the additional the Valkyrie on the ship.
I'm
She-
giving you a very puzzled look, but I'm waiting for you to explain yourself.
Like, she was concerned about our pilot, and so she put her on the ship to keep track of him. She's basically feeding information back to the Madame. So
Sirius rolls his eyes, like visibly and clearly rolls his eyes, and I say, it seems everyone is watching everyone.
That would be
I mean, it does make sense though. There's a lot of investments into this ship, like getting you guys back on your feet. You know, they just want to make sure.
Yeah. So.
And Lucius is the loose end that was added after the negotiations were made.
No, I mean that makes sense. I'll say thank you for the information, Kier.
And I'm like, before I go, what do you want me in engineering? You want me in the armory? What do you want? I mean, I can pretty much go anywhere, really. So.
You're free to do as you wish, but in an emergency situation, engineering has to keep the systems as much as in as much repair as possible.
All right, like.
Unless you think you would be better served manning a gun.
And you actually hear Kier laugh and was like, I've manned lots of things in my time. I was like, there isn't a place I couldn't go. I'm serious.
There are others who can shoot, but none others who can repair the vessel. I believe you would be best suited there.
All right. And so he turns and actually heads left and back towards the elevator that'll take him to the engineering.
Excellent. Grod, when you enter the ship, where do you go and what are you thinking? What are you doing? I want to know. Will you tell
Grod would
me?
probably go to his room. No, you know what? He would go to Cooper's room.
Yeah, you go to Cooper's room and kind of look at it for a moment. It was the guest suite. And it's unlocked.
Yeah, he'll open the door and flip on the light.
Yeah, the moment you
just
flip
stand
on a
there.
light, and right in the middle of the room, there's a noose hanging from the ceiling. A data pad on the desk with a suicide note, very clear and lit. And there's a chair that he was going to use to hang himself. But what you also see to your left is his cane. He had a dress cane that he always used as a senator, and he ended up using it because of his injuries.
And that's the one that Kier returned back to his room. So, it's like,
Well, maybe that's a different one because that would mean that you've already seen the news.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
this
his
is
formal cane.
his-
That's his
This
formal
is his
cane. And then he had
dress.
another one.
This is his dress
Yeah.
cane, not his meta like
right.
the one that
Okay.
he
the
had at
dapper
the time.
one. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
the dapper as fuck one.
Dapper
The
one.
one that has, the one that looks more like a wand than a cane. Like it's got a gem on the top that he puts his hand over.
Grod will see the note all lit up over there, but he won't even pay it any attention. He'll go grab the cane and go sit down on the bed. And he's just thinking to himself, like, where he's come from, how he's gotten here, where they're headed. He knows all the medical supplies are getting loaded because they got to go to this other planet. But his thoughts, you know, are with his brother and sister. After maybe about 10 minutes of just sitting there, just taking in the whole room, you know, thoughts of Cooper and what Cooper did for him and, you know, how he helped him so many times, you know, mess with Timo and mess with his human trafficking and all the times he helped him out and everything. And after about 10 minutes, he'd calms to just serious only, to meet him up in Cooper's room.
I'll be right there, my friend.
Lucius, what are you doing at this time as everybody's getting ready to leave?
After he's gotten all the pre-flights done, he's ready to go. He's sitting there and he's trying to find some music to play appropriate what he thinks while he's taking off. Just kind of looking through a list.
Yeah, you're looking through the list of tracks. Your finger, like, as it's spiraling through, you find a track on there. And it's a very popular song, but it just so happens to be the theme song for the International Galactic or Interplanetary Galactic Racing League.
And he sees that, and his mind goes back to the 10 million credits on race, and he's just thinking, oh, that would be so awesome. And he thinks for a moment, he goes, I'm going to have to bring this up to Sirius about that other ship. And he clicks it.
Yeah, and it starts playing the music, and you're getting into your jam. As you're taking off from the planet and traveling to the planet that you need to drop the goods off, anything that happens piloting-wise or navigation-wise, I'm going to give you a boost die. You're pumped. You're amped.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're going to go ahead and cut the scene over to Sirius and Grod real quick before we depart. And I did not realize it's Sirius. Oh, there it is.
What is it, brother? And then I see the noose.
Yeah, and Grod won't even look up. He'll just be looking at his cane.
I walk over, moving the chair, stand up on it, and taking the noose down.
Yeah, you take the
untying
noose
the
down.
knot.
And
You realize all those times that you've had to rebandage Cooper, like it seemed like his sling disappeared, and you gave him another sling. He's been hiding all the slings to make the noose.
Grod will say to Sirius, is like, I don't understand why he would not want to be with us.
Holding a noose of slings, I turn to you and I say, did I ever tell you the visions I had of Sarah and Cooper together on Paradise after her escape from Kessel?
If you did, it was only in passing.
And I take a deep breath and I say, he was brutalized in a way that makes our struggles on Kessel seem trivial. And you can tell it's hard for me to say this because I don't believe it for myself, but I'm trying to put myself in his shoes, and I say, perhaps the efforts of recovery was not worth the time required for our father, my father.
It's like, yeah, he seemed to know all the right moves, didn't he?
Now it is our time to know the right moves.
I think you might be right. And Grad will get up and he'll go over to the data pad with a note on it, and he'll just break it in half without even reading it.
Yeah, you smash it in half.
Check.
Absolutely.
And just toss it into the garbage.
What are you feeling right now, Grod and Sirius?
Like, you lost your dad, dude.
Yeah, like...
Dude, honestly,
Yeah.
I'm feeling like, remember when you carried me out of Kessel? Like I was too fucked up to walk, and you were like carrying my big ass body down that hallway, and we couldn't save your
Yep.
dude.
You're all shit stained.
Yeah. To me, this is the same thing. Like, this is my dog. Like, Grod. Like, he's my brother, my true brother. Like, if Cooper could have been my father, this is my brother. You know. So it's I already let out too much anger and emotion. So like, I'm keeping all my emotions in check right now. Letting them flow away. So I'm not letting my emotions get the best of me. But I just feel super grateful to have Grod here, man. And I feel like me and Grod can take on the world right now. I feel like everything that we've struggled and been through has prepared us for this moment. Like if I hadn't been through Kessel, I'd be in fucking tears right now. I'd be fucking on the floor.
Right.
But we made it through that shit. We can make it through this, no problem.
Absolutely. Grod, what kind of emotions are you feeling?
Like you said, like you just lost his dad. It's kind of like when you lose somebody, and then like you go through and you're around everybody and you keep your composure up, but then like when you're alone or just with your close friends or family, then like you let all the emotion out and you just become like a blubbering idiot, you know.
Could you roll me a discipline check against 3 purple? Oh, I think you forgot to click on the empty space.
Oh, I did. Again.
Okay, so I'm going to let you keep the successes from before. Or if you want, you can keep the bottom roll. It's your choice.
I'll keep the bottom roll. It's fine.
All right. The threat is that you look down at the cane and you're flooded with emotion. The success is that the emotion turns to confusion. As you're looking down the cane, the crystal seems to catch a light. And there seems to be something inscribed inside it.
I guess I'll wipe the tears. At first, you know, his tears coming through his eyes, and he can't. He thinks there's an inscription there. He'll wipe away the tears and kind of bring the cane closer and look at it closer.
There's definitely been something laser etched on the inside of this fine gem.
But I can't see it with the naked eye. Like I gotta have something.
You would need a spectral analysis or a jeweler to read it. So a lab or a jeweler. So something you could put on your bucket list.
Yeah, I'll show Sirius his cane. I'd be like, we should get a reading on this as soon as possible.
Oh, you're muted, bud.
As I go to, console you, and it's going to be okay. I see you're looking at it. And I say, what is it? Oh, do you think it's some sort of data crystal?
I don't know. It's not like any crystal I've seen before. The way it catches the light.
It's not a kyber, is it?
No, you would have known that.
Okay.
You've seen
yeah,
it
I can feel it. Okay.
A ton.
Okay.
Do you think Kier could help us with this? Do you want Kier to help us with this?
I don't see why we should not allow him to help if he can help us find out what the information is there. We'll have to let someone see the information. It might as well be someone that's close to us. Unless we can decipher it ourselves, I don't think I have the capability.
Nah, none of you do on the ship right now, and if you're going to make your deadline, this might have to be a tackle later kind of deal.
Yeah, I mean, if Kier couldn't do it with the onboard equipment, it's definitely a tackle later.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
I think we're all ready to depart.
I'm gonna give Grod a hug. I'm gonna pull him up and I'm gonna say, we're going to make it through this, brother. As I bro hug you.
So
You know what? I like
never
that.
doubted
Actually,
you before.
We're getting close to time, but I kind of like the end of the scene to do that. As it's zooming out as you guys are hugging, and then the camera refocuses on the orb and the carving on the inside. And that's where we'll end this episode. Thank you all very much for watching, but before we say our goodbyes, let's go around and do a tides change. What the heck is the inscription? I'm going to put it in your guys' hands. So who would like to go first? Let's shoot over to Grod. Grod, this is the second tie change in a row that you've won this week, you son of a bitch. So now, let's see what it is. What's the inscription?
The inscription is a secret Imperial / First Order encryption code for like ships to like land. You know what I'm talking about? Like a
yeah,
landing
it's kind of like
code.
yeah. It's like let's say it's not a code. Let's say it's the you know that one decoder in World War II, the Enigma machine or whatever it's called. Let's say that it's actually engravings that are.
It's like an encryption key, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
It's an encryption
So that
key.
you guys
so,
can
like,
analyze.
Yeah, so it's basically a tool to let you land on any first order Empire base
Right.
/
I like that.
paradise.
That's tight.
Fantastic. All right, Lucius, what is the inscription in the gem?
It is coordinates to a lost force vergence, a planet that carries an extremely strong force vergence.
Nice. Like maybe a thin veil between where like the Force and the real world connect.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Perfect. Kier, what's in there? What is that? The engravings inside the gem.
I don't know. I get a vibe for. He actually had the names inscribed of all the Force users that were on Paradise.
Oh, that is good.
It's like a dump list, and since he never went anywhere without it, nobody ever bothered to really consider that, you know.
Man,
I'm fucking glad you picked that because I wanted that to be one of mine, but I didn't really want to have to pick it. So I have a better one. I'm so glad
I don't want to have to pick it.
Yeah.
You got better
Man.
I do. It's hard to believe, but I do. That's a man. I want that without.
Dang. I don't even know what to say.
I like
Well,
it.
I won't say anything. Instead, we'll take it over to Sirius, our last one.
Okay. I want to have the right terminologies here. What is the Stargate that Paradise is built around?
The
What is it
Sith
called?
gates.
No, you have a word for it, like a.
Oh,
it starts
those are
with a C or
beacons.
something. What's it? The beacon. Okay, so the thing that's on this crystal, the crystal itself, maybe, is the access key to the beacon. The only way to get into the Paradise beacon is with this crystal. So the First Order can't do it. They can't unless they get the crystal. Can't do it.
Excellent. Excellent.
Only key.
All right.
Right here. Please vote for that. All viewers, please vote for that one. We got it on our shit. The only key.
I love that. All right. Well, thank you all very much for joining. And, vote on the Tides Change if you see it in the various groups that I post them in. Thanks to each of my players. Lucius, you're a trooper, even though you're about to pass out and you're not even going to get that much sleep. I feel bad. But this has been an amazing episode, and I'm glad we didn't rush it. Next episode, we'll start in hyperspace towards the destination. That way we can guarantee that we'll get there. But a very big episode for these guys. Thank you very much. Vote on those tide changes. Like the video. Subscribe to these guys' channel. And down below, I'm going to put a link in the description to the eulogy that Archie actually did as Sirius for Cooper. So click on that link and check it out. I love it when he does these. I know when we had the D&D game going for a while, he actually did his reviews on the episodes. And they're very insightful. So, I like to see it when he does that stuff with Ashes. But tune in for the next episode. I'm going to try to get this edited as soon as I can. And I know we have Destiny, Horizon, and Dust to Dust left in the month. Bye-bye.